two possessions for him?
Yeah, no, I mean, tonight is an example of why he's such a great player. Makes tough shots, can make something out of nothing. His length, he can just he can do so many things to put the ball in the basket. And, the last one is great to get an offensive rebound, to get that extra possession. The matchups, they had their big on him away from the basket, and he was able to drive him and finish. Kevin was great. I love that we were able to get an offensive rebound to create the extra possession. Special from Kevin.
Curious, when you were down the stretch like that and on the last defensive possession, Paul winding it up, and what do you feel like you guys did in that last possession with defensive stuff?
Yeah, we've talked about taking the individual pride. Grayson, I think, is an underappreciated, underrated defender, and kept him in front, made him take a tough two. We were able to, the clock went out, thank goodness, and Maxey missed, but, I think the clock was done. So I thought Grayson just did a great job of keeping him in front and contesting, making him take a tough shot.
One other thing I had was, obviously, to win the game is one thing, and it's been these kind of games where it's coming down to the last couple of possessions. What are you taking from what the team is doing down the stretch of game?
Yeah, I thought the spacing tonight was good. The ball with Kevin in his hands was good. Bringing a few different people up into it. Nurk, gave us a lot tonight, finished. I thought Brad's defense on Maxey was really good the whole night. Brad offensively, I thought, gave us a lot tonight. So a lot of guys, different guys stepped up and played well for us.
You've been willing to go small down the stretch a lot. You stuck with Nurk tonight. What was it about how he was playing or the flow of the game that you opted for that one?
Yeah, it's always a little bit of a gut and, a feel thing. And, I just thought Nurk was good tonight. I thought his screening was helping us, his rebounding. He played well. And so, I think that's just each night, different guys. We got to try and read it and feel it. And everybody, I think, has been respectful and excited for their teammate to step up and do well. And Nurk's size and rebounding and his pick-and-roll defense tonight was very good. And in the roll, able to catch and finish and get to the free throw line. He just did a lot of things well.
It was a rare off night for Book, but I'm assuming it's, let that guy continue to shoot through it. Did it feel like he was pressing at any point, or are those shots that you're good with a shot maker of that caliber taking?
Yeah, no, I think the majority, if not all of them, were good, And he's an aggressive scorer. He's a shot maker, and he's got a lot of freedom and a lot of green light to go out and make plays. So, I think it's great for the rest of the guys to step up. Book's been great, I think he did a lot of other things to help us tonight. So, but he's got the green light to be aggressive always.
Has Kevin kind of voiced that he would like to attack bigs versus smalls, or some of those possessions Brad was coming up as a screener, others was Nurk, or was it a thing where you just mix it up down the stretch?
Yeah, I think he's comfortable with both. I think he and Brad have a good connection. He and Brad have a good ability. I thought earlier in the game, Brad with the ball and Kevin screened for him, created a couple things. So just trying to create good opportunities for really everybody. And then Nurk, screening and creating opportunities for Kevin was good also. So it was just a mix of both. He's good with either.
You mentioned Beal's defense. This year in general, it seems like it's been a lot better for him than it has been in years past. Even dating back to the Wizards. What, from your perspective, has been different for him, allowing him to be more successful on that end?
Yeah, I think his defense. He's taken it feels like a tough matchup every night, and I think he's kind of embraced that. Just talking about everybody's competitiveness. Brad, I think, has enjoyed that. Again, like I said, I thought his effort on Maxey on really the whole night was really good. Him giving us his athleticism, his strength to get through screens, to avoid screens. it's a lot of work that Brad's putting in. And, you know, tonight was one of his, you know, I think really a great example of what he can do. And he did a lot of things offensively too. So great night for Brad.
We're doing two more.
Coach, you guys went on a 14-3 run in the final 5 minutes. What was the biggest shift in crunch time for you guys?
You know, I think we made some stops. You know, I think that the guys found a way to get stops, and obviously then, you know, mostly it felt like Kevin with the ball, you know, made good things happen. And, you know, so I think it always starts with our defense. Felt like we held them, you know, multiple possessions in those last 5 minutes without a bucket, and we're able to clean up the glass and, you know, get the win.
You guys were lower than normal with the attempted threes, but you got a lot of points in the paint. How did you like the way you were attacking this particular matchup?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think, you know, we've talked about it a lot, you know, day after day, that we want to take what the defense gives us. You know, if you can get to the rim and finish, you can get to the paint and get a lot of points there. You've got to be able to do that. We've got to embrace that and, you know, take what the defense gives and be able to have both. You know, I think that's the ideal world, is you're scoring at the rim and you're scoring at the three-point line, you're scoring at the free throw line. So we're just like everybody else.
Hey, Barry, we're done. Katie's next waiting.
When you shrink it down to the last 5 points, is that a product of what you do in practice to, you know, to structure a comeback in a game like that?
Yeah, I mean, we've been, you know, in a lot of close games already. So, you know, we've had some conversations, we've had some film, we had a little bit of work on it. You know, so it's good to get these reps and to be in these situations.
Kevin, you've obviously been in that situation time and time again, having the ball in your hand. Just maybe what you see on the last play that made you say, okay, the drive is there. Let me take it all the way to the basket.
Yeah, we had proper spacing. When I got the ball, first of all, Grayson with the incredible offensive rebound. I think I might have shot a quick three there, but I was feeling good about myself, so I pulled that one. But Grayson made a great offensive rebound, which kind of set us up. And once you get an offensive rebound, they're scrambling a little bit. So we got Ubaselli on me, and that's the matchup we wanted. And so, I mean, he's a center, so it's not really much rim protection back there. So I just decided to drive. But to be honest, I think that Book was right next to me on the wing. That cut out from the wing allowed me to get some space, so they can't help help me in that driving lane. So stuff that we emphasize every day, just spacing, and it's a good play for us.
The other thing I had was you guys have had stretches where, you know, Booker had the ball at the end, you've had the ball at the end, so it seemed like multiple guys being able to have the ball when it matters. I guess how big can that be for the group moving forward?
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, like I said before, we all are guys that can play off the ball, who can set screens and roll. You've seen against the Clippers. T.Y. had the ball out top. Book set the screen, roll, hit Royce for a three. You know, Brad setting screens, rolling to the rim. I'm setting screen. You know, so we all doing different things out there. So it's good when you have multiple ball handlers, guys that can get in the paint, create for themselves and for others.
Before the game, Coach Bud was telling us that he feels like he needs to do a better job of getting you in your spots off the ball with different actions and whatnot. It felt like tonight was a little bit more smooth.
I think Coach been doing a great job of getting us all involved and finding out the best areas to put us all in. You know, I think he's been doing a great job. I don't think it's anything throughout the season that's hindering me from getting shots up. You know, last game I was 7 for 16. I had 20 points going into the fourth quarter, and so I felt like I got a decent amount of shots up that game. The game before against the Clippers, we got it going from other guys. I think my spacing has helped the team score it in. So I don't feel like Coach is I think he's doing a great job actually of putting me in positions to help the team win.
Kevin, because of your size, and whether you want to have Brad or Nurk come and set the screen for you.
It just was usually about the matchup that we wanted. Maxey, PG had some fouls early, so we knew they'll be a little bit less aggressive. They're really good with their hands, good at being physical defenders. So with 2 fouls early, 3 fouls in the second quarter, and then, you scared that fourth one in the third, so they play a little bit looser on defense, and so we wanted to attack them and put pressure on them to cause, some help in the lane so we can kick out and get some good shots.
You had 10 points in the final 5 minutes.
Did the coach, what you were talking about a few minutes ago?
No, I feel like we won a couple of those games too last year. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was still a long season ahead of us. Who knows what happened throughout the season? So I feel like we won a couple of those last game, and I feel like, yeah, we probably would have lost a few of those too. But it's a long season. We got a long ways to go. We don't want to get too complacent on what we are right now. We want to keep building. So, but I think that, we kind of understand, that we play solid ball from first through the third quarter. The fourth quarter, we could just rely on what we've been doing throughout the whole game and not switch it up. And I feel like a lot of times last year, injuries, different lineups, trying new things, we got away from who we are the first three quarters. In the fourth quarter, we try to figure something new out. So it's tough to do in the league. So this year, I think it's a little different. In the fourth, we kind of know what we want to do.
You have to say the signs right now are really good.
We all right. We could be better.
Kevin, you can correct me if I'm wrong here, but it felt like early in the game, some of the switches you were getting on Max, you felt like that flow was really there, getting you the matchups you were looking for. Can that be a flow thing for you, where it's not only just like how you're getting your shot, but like where and like the matchups you guys are looking for?
It really don't even matter. You shouldn't even worry about me getting my shots. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna get my shots. I don't need plays called for me. I don't need my teammates to force me the ball. If we just play together and random and spontaneous, the ball will find me. So I don't want you thinking about too much about where I'm getting the ball or the sets that they need to run for me. It's going to happen in the flow if we all just play together. I think that's the good thing we've been doing throughout the whole season.
To your point, though, you can feel that part of it, right? Like when the random and spontaneity, when that part is flowing?
Yeah, I think we have, we definitely, especially when we get a stop, we want to play a little bit more random ball. But when the game slow down, they get a score, they got some momentum. We wanted to, like I said earlier, Maxey had a couple of fouls early, and like I said, I knew he didn't want to be too aggressive, so we wanted to try to see what that matchup was looking like.
Kevin, what did you make of the game that Yabusele had just after what you did in England?
Yeah, I mean, happy that he's back into the league. I always love to see guys get back into where they belong. And he almost won on the game tonight with his 3-point shot, rolling to the rim. He just did everything for him tonight, and somebody I competed against and I got a lot of respect for this summer. So I'm excited he's back into the league.
Brian was really working on Tyrese, had a couple possessions on Paul as well. How have you seen him just embrace defense, not only this year, but since he got here?
Yeah. I mean, he's been phenomenal. And it's extra tough when a lot of these guys he's guarding, they run pick and rolls all game. They get pinned down screens all game, so he got to run through a lot of different things. We don't switch a lot on screens to make it easier for us. The coach wants us to compete and fight over a lot of stuff, so that makes his job even tougher. And he's taking it on and doing it to the best of his ability. Maxey hit some tough shots tonight. You just got to live with. But for the most part, I think he did a great job.
Is that a common thing for coaches these days to have you guys not switch to increase it?
Yeah, you wanna set a tone. We do switch sometimes too. It's just a matter of when we want to go to that game plan. But for the most part, we want to fight over stuff and just guard our man and play good team defense.
What do you feel like has been the key to you guys' 5-game win streak right now?
I just think offensively, moving the ball. We got good, proper spacing on offense. I think defensively, we covering for each other and making adjustments throughout the game. I like what we did tonight in the pick and roll with Paul George late in the game. He was kind of having his way there in the third in the pick and roll, and we kind of upped the pressure a bit. And we was able to make that change on the fly as a team and all be on the same page. So stuff like that. We keep doing that. Keep being in these positions where we late in games is only going to make us better as a group.
The last few days, you and Joel have kind of had this run-in with the media. I'm curious what you think over time, like, what's the difference in the relationship between the players and the media?
Well, I think the last 10 years for me and the last 10 years for Joe, the media's been having a run-in with us. So, I mean, we human beings, sometimes you want to voice how you feel about certain situations. And it is what it is. It's healthy, right? I mean, they can critique what we do, so we want to critique as well. We got opinions and ideas on certain things too. So, as long as the dialogue is open, as long as they can hear what we're saying, and vice versa, I don't think it's too bad.
Thanks, Kevin.
Brad, Coach was talking about your defense on Max, and we know he's tricky with that ball. What was the challenge on that tonight for you tonight?
First, praise my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. He's a tough guard, man. I've actually had the pleasure of working out with him this summer. We both utilized Drew Hanlon to get better and work on our game. And it was so crazy to just see all the moves and the step backs he was hitting tonight because he was doing all of that and this summer. But I'm very, very excited about taking on a task of guarding guys. I think that's just another level I can tap into. And obviously, he still had a good night. But my job is to make everybody's life tougher, make him take a lot of tough contested shots, and he made a lot of tough ones. That's what he's capable of doing. He's an all-star. So, but he's a special talent, man. My job is just to try to make it tough on him.
Just the only follow I have for that was not only you taking on that challenge, but you're taking on that challenge with the elbow, shoulder. How are you battling through that and having that challenge and trying to get some offense going as well?
A lot of people that know me know I'm going to compete and play through anything. And if it ain't broke, I'm going to try to get out there and play through it. And it's tough as a competitor, man. Once you make that mindset to cross those lines, like you can't worry about your injuries, you can't worry about your knickknacks. You gotta just compete and leave it out there, and that's kind of just the mentality that I have. I can't. You may see me mess with my elbow or whatever, but at the same time, like, I'm still locked into the game, and I know I got to put my body on the line. I got to put it on the line. It's certain plays that you just can't help yourself. You're just trying to be aggressive, and you got to make the play. And so, that's what we got our trainers for and heat packs and all that stuff to keep me going on the sideline. But hopefully, I'm on the rear end of this little knick-knack.
You talked about the reflection that you did over the summer in terms of evaluating your game and where you fit in with this team. How much was the defensive challenge part of that coming into this season in terms of I'm going to have to take on a lot of those matchups again this year?
A lot. I kind of got that little gist of it last year. As the season wore on and we got down the stretch, I started guarding a lot of the opposing team's guys. Like I was guarding Zion last year, so like it was one of them, So I understand that. I had a better feel coming into the season of kind of what my role would be, how the team would utilize me, and where I could just see where we had a gaping hole, like where we can be improve at, and just putting myself in that position, telling coach, telling Fizz, that's an assignment that I want every night, and just taking the challenge. I might have a great support system behind me, that communicate with me, make sure that I'm not blindsided by screens or whatever. But it's a challenge that I'm willing to take. I'm excited about it.
Brad, when Kevin gets that left elbow, just
It's over with.
inevitable, is it?
It's over with.
It's over.
It's over with. It's over with.
Do you take pride in kind of like helping him get to those spots, being the screener in those actions?
100%, man. Like, cause I know what it's like to have somebody hugged up on me all game and not letting you breathe. And so, like, it frustrates me when we don't get K the ball, right? And so, like, I'll go screen and get him open and making sure that he can get to his money, because he's 7 foot and his ability to be able to shoot over guys is way better than my ability to shoot over guys or somebody else's. So I'm living with K 10 out of 10 times.
I think you would argue that he's 7 foot, though. He says he's not.
I know he don't like saying that, but 6'8". Yeah.
Brad, keeping it on Kevin, just talking to Royce on your post-game about what he's been able to do for the team. He said that, that's Kev just being Kev.
Mm-hmm.
How much do you feel that too?
This is my second year, getting to know him and play alongside of him. That's exactly who he is. Like, he's an assassin. He didn't say a word kind of like the last 3 minutes of the game, and you could just tell you, okay, yeah, K's locked in. Just give him the ball, get out the way, So it's a blessing, man, to have a guy like that on your team. And, we utilize him. We're going to run him into the ground, but we excel when he's aggressive and he has that mindset that he's the greatest ever. So, we thrive when he's doing well, for sure.
Brad, 14-3 run in the final 5 minutes. What did you see from your group down the stretch tonight?
Oh, we guarded, man. I think late in that fourth, we were neck and neck the whole game. We didn't really create much separation. They didn't create much from us, and it was a good bump tonight. And I think it was our stops at the end. I think Maxey and PG got it going late, and we're hitting some tough ones. But I think we really bear down. I think we got down 5 or 6 or something like that. I think we really bear down and rallied back together with those last 3 or 4 minutes. And those stops is what propelled us, man. Obviously, K closing us out. I don't think he missed a shot at the end of the game. But, aggressiveness, but then our defensive efforts and limiting them to one shot was what won it.
You probably would have lost this game last year. What's the difference?
Yeah, B. I don't know. It's kind of hard to pinpoint, and I don't want to like make the comparison of last year to this year, but it's just a new light, man, new energy. You know, we think we understand how talented we are, and I think we're simplifying a lot of stuff too. And I think that's probably the biggest thing. Just simplifying our actions, understanding what we're going to go to late in games, what our defensive adjustments are going to be late in games, and we go out and execute it.
How much of that is a product of your practicing and what you're doing off the court?
I think it's a product of all of it, B. I think we do a really good job of our camaraderie on the floor. I think Coach, one thing I love about Bud, Coach is he has his way, but he's also an open book, right? He also listens to, you know, our feedback and, you know, what we value, what we think works best because we're on the floor, you know, and he has a really good feel for that. And I think that's just kind of the biggest difference. And I think his accountability of everybody, like barking at me, barking at Kay, barking at Book if we're not doing what we're supposed to do. And I think that just lights a fuel under everybody. So, I mean, he's been really good for us. And I think our self-accountability as a team has been a lot better this year, too.
You said earlier in the preseason that if you were more available last year, that the team would have won more games and possibly would have been the #1 seed. But now that you're more available, I think you missed up to this time last year from your lower back injury. Is this 5-game win streak early on, being second in the West, kind of prove vindication?
I'm worried about just winning every game, man, and being available for my team. Obviously, that's something I believe in wholeheartedly. But, you know, at the end of the day, like I believe in those guys in that locker room and what we're able to do if everybody's available on a nightly. I think we love our chances against anybody. And where that puts us at the end of the year, it'll put us. But we're pretty confident of where we'll be.
Thanks, Brad.
Yeah.